Hey everyone, Mirai here, and welcome to yet another vlog. Another fun and exciting vlog where we just talk about things. I don't know what the title is going to be, but I have an idea of what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about that. So first and foremost, I do believe that Lost City of the Tolvir is the final Automata Dungeon Leveling Series video that will be around. I know some of you are crushed. Some of you are throwing a party based on that news. I know there's been a lot of chatter behind the scenes in the subreddit, on Twitter. I'm kidding. There's nothing behind the scenes. There's absolutely nothing. So yeah, so that's over for now. We won't be back to the Automata stuff until, I don't know, first or second week of April. It is currently the 21st of March, 2018. But here I am. I have a team in front of me. It's only level 59. So we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about what I'm doing now. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to use the very last bit of my Recruiter Friend, my 300% experience boost grandfathered Recruiter Friend bonus, so that I can level 2 more teams that are not part of Automata, that were part of a they're part of a dungeon leveling tactics series. And I put up a post on dual-boxing.com. I don't exactly remember everything. I don't have it in front of me, actually. I'm not prepared for this, but I'm going to try to remember everything I wrote in there. It's kind of long. But, yeah, I felt that some of these dungeons, they really put a big challenge on the player as a multi-boxer. Even as a solo player, some of these dungeons are just not fun. Not fun. Not really all that much fun. So multi-boxers have it even worse off, since we are generally, handicapped at some level when it comes to performance, overall performance. And I felt that I should probably try to make some sort of dungeon tactics guide for anybody who's interested, veteran, newcomer, whatever, now that 7.3.5 is out and has changed so much. And this is me. I'm trying to level 2 teams. So as per the post, I am leveling 1 melee team. As you can see right here, I've got 4 warriors. We've got a triple warrior DPS. Finally, I wanted to do it so bad. I wanted to do it. So I am doing it. I've got the warrior tank, which I am thoroughly enjoying as a multi-boxer. Yes, I am thoroughly enjoying the warrior tank, even though it does not have the utility of a paladin. But the other team is a paladin tank, 3 hunter DPS, and a shaman healer. So it's interesting, the 2 different teams. I have to say that, so the point is that I approach these dungeons from both standpoints of 1 ranged, 1 melee, and if there's any differences, I'll make note of that. Most dungeons don't really have a big difference, but there are some dungeons that are much easier as ranged, and I've said it time and time again, and you'll hear me constantly repeat it, that melee is very unforgiving. Melee requires that you do all kinds of extra steps, and you're likely going to take a ton more damage than you normally would, because you can't get out of things as fast, or boss mechanics are very unforgiving in the melee AoE range. So ranged completely avoids all of that bullshit, and ranged is incredibly easy to play and level. It's night and day. It really is. It's night and day. But the thing is, the warriors are fully enchanted. So you can even see that their weapons are, before they go AFK, their weapons have elemental force on there. And I have the neck enchant too, the satyr, Mark of the Satyr, hidden satyr, whatever it's called, Mark of the Hidden Satyr. And so I'm doing a bunch of extra DPS. The warriors are tearing through shit up to a certain point, but they're still having a very difficult time in some dungeons. And I'm on level 59. And the range team it's pretty much a cakewalk for the range team, man. Range team's sitting at 60. I've really been kind of procrastinating here. Obviously, I'm down to like the final 72 hours of my Recruiter Friend. So what I need to do is I need to get to like at least level 80-ish in the next 72 hours. But on top of that, I have a bunch of levels that I would like to grant, and I need to figure that out as well. So there's like some downtime that I need to figure out levels to grant, and if I'm still going to keep these characters on the Automata Guild, keep those characters with the barcode names in. I'm still fighting that I'm still fighting that internally. I'm just not sure. But what I was saying about the enchants is that the hunters don't have a scope. You can't enchant the hunter bow or the hunter gun with a two-handed weapon enchant. You have it enchanted with a scope, and I don't have any. I don't have the server that they were made on doesn't have a really good auction house. It's pretty terrible, and I can't get a good scope to go on the bow. It's odd to put a scope on a bow, but that is what it is. And even if I could, I would need a level 91 character to attach it, I think. So I'd have to have, it would be weird. Well, you know what? Maybe, now that I think about it, maybe I'd have to buy the enchantment on the high level character anyway, and I should just pull the guns out, and then I can send the guns cross account. That might actually work. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to enchant their bows anyway, simply because I kind of didn't want to go all out. All out. So, obviously I am missing a ring and the heirlooms. I do have heirlooms on, but I don't think that's unfair. Some people might look at that and they say, we don't think that heirlooms and enchants are fair because people don't have access to that. Well, nowadays, since you can just buy a token, you do have access to all of that. You have immediate access to all of that. So if you don't want to spend $20 on a token to get 180,000 gold, as it is right now, as it stands, well, that's your prerogative, I guess. I mean, you're completely free to do that, but I don't think that heirlooms are like, they used to be locked behind badges back in the day. Then they were locked behind hundreds of thousands of gold that you wouldn't have when you were starting fresh. Now, a token will just give you that gold. So if you're willing to spend $20, maybe $40 at most to get, just hundreds of thousands worth of gold, whether you define that as pay to win or not, that's not the discussion we're having right now. But, right, so they're not really locked behind the walls they used to be. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you hear that? I don't know if the mic picks that up. The mic is, you gotta generally be pretty close to the mic for it to pick your voice up. So that's why I usually sit right here. It's a dynamic mic. It's an SM7B, man. It's a beautiful mic. But everyone and their mother uses this mic as a podcasting mic. And it is. But I've had this mic, I don't know, 6 years now, 7 years. So it's been a while, probably 6 years. But yeah, so we're doing this dungeon leveling series, and I need to, the thing is, I thought I was going to, back to the post on Dual Dash Boxing, I talk about how I was going to freeze my experience, lock my experience at certain levels, and I am, you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but in the upper left, I do have the experience eliminated buff. It's a little bandana icon. You'll see that in some of these videos, I'm sure, when I put it out, but I haven't been stopping my experience all throughout this. Like, I thought I was going to have to stop at 20, 30, 40, 50. Not necessarily. I don't really feel that that's necessary. I'm locked at 59 here because I still need to run some dungeons. After this is over, I need to do all of BRD. And I might give Jamalan in Sunken Temple another attempt with the melee team. It's very interesting. I actually got him down again. That's not an exciting fight either. You need to be on point. And hopefully, there will be an intro video for all of this stuff, talking about what bindings I use, what they do. I'm obviously using my super profile, but it's only called a super profile simply because it's very convoluted and it's like a labyrinth of key maps. I've said that before as well, but you don't need my super profile to be able to do, most of what I'm doing is just simply, you've got a mapped key set up to send another key, a key to the game, and that's it. So for like all my strafe movements and whatnot, I must have 4, 5 different keybinds for moving my characters at this point. And that, that doesn't require a super profile. It just happens to be my profile so gigantic at this point. It's just the one I'm using. But I am using click healing. I am using hard-coded healing for the tank as well. Excuse me. I just had some delicious food. I'm always eating. I know I should be like 400 pounds at this point, but I do exercise from time to time. So I'm always eating, man. But where was I? What was I talking about? Damn it. Hold on. Oh, right. I was talking about the profile. So you're not going to need the pro system to do this, is what I'm getting at. And it'll be laid out in the video whenever the intro comes out. This isn't going to be done for weeks. And I'm not even sure what I'm going to do here. Like when it comes to like dead mines, it's like there's nothing special about dead mines. Dead mines does not require a guide. So I don't think I'm going to like start with those dungeons. I'll start with the dungeons that are more difficult. Like I think Scarlet Monastery and Scarlet Halls are the first two dungeons people might run into where there is a bit of difficulty just due to mechanics and stuff, because those mechanics are from Mist of Pandaria. So they're the refresh of the Scarlet Monastery dungeons is fairly new. But when you look at something like Ragefire Chasm, it was redone, but there's nothing difficult about it. You know, Dead Mines was redone years ago, but there's nothing difficult about it. So I don't think I'm going to start with those dungeons when I first release this series, whenever that will be. And like Blackrock Depths, I mean, think about Blackrock Depths. What's so difficult in Blackrock Depths? Nothing really. I mean, you might wipe to one or two things here or there, but it's nothing that's really going to send you over the top, screaming, punching holes in the wall, or something like Jamalan from Sunken Temple, or Captain Crom Crush. Whatever the second to last guy, the second to last boss's name is in Dire Maul Gordok Commons. That guy. If you've been there, you will know what I'm talking about. But so that's what I'm working on now. I've got 72 hours. Like I said, I don't exactly know what hour and minute my RAF ends on. I don't know. I'm tempted to put in a ticket, but I don't think Blizzard's going to get back to me soon enough. I'm just not sure. So I'm just kind of winging it. Based upon my daily calculations, I should have until March 24th. The accounts were opened on, or the RAF was created on Christmas Eve, so 12/24, 31 days in December, 31 days in January, but then, of course, 2 less days in February, offset that to give me a true 30-30-30 spread across each month. So it should be coming down to exactly March 24th. So if not, I'm screwed and it'll be March 23rd. But either way, I do have some work left to do. I'm going to get to 60, and then I think I'm going to just try to push through some random dungeons and push myself to 70, lock my experience at 70, and try to complete everything I did prior to, or everything I didn't do prior to 70. What I didn't want to happen is something I laid out. I don't know why I keep flipping. I'm dyslexic on that word. Something I laid out in the post was that I didn't want to like rush to 58, lock my experience at 58, and then go back and do stockades. That's not what I wanted. I kind of wanted to be in the general vicinity for the levels, because at 50 the warriors get Battle Cry, which is a great crit increase percentage move for a few seconds, and at 55 I get Lay on Hands. At there's like all these great spells you get later on, and I didn't want to complete certain dungeons if I shouldn't have had those abilities when that dungeon would be first available in the tool. So even when I did some dungeons beyond 45, I still hadn't chosen a third talent tier to make myself weaker for those dungeons, right? Now I get it. Weaker is, subjective. I do have heirlooms and enchants and shit, but I don't have to tell you. You shouldn't have a third talent tier at level 38. So I didn't pick a third talent tier for the older dungeons. I went back. And then when I completed all those, then I picked the third talent tier. So whether that makes a difference or not is entirely up to the class that you're playing, and whatever Battle for Azeroth changes and future expansions change, I'm not sure, right? So everything's a little different. If you're playing warriors, then you will be exactly like me. And if you're playing hunters on your range team, then you will be exactly like me. But if you're playing any other deviation, obviously things are going to change a little bit. And all I can give you are the tactics for the fight that as I see them. So I think that's it. There wasn't much to talk about, just those two things, although we did talk for a little bit. Haven't talked to you guys in a while, so yeah. I'm not sure when you're going to see this video, though, because I do have some work to do. I'd rather not take the time to edit, render, and upload a video, although maybe I will do that tonight when I'm like chilling out and cooking dinner and stuff. I'll try to weave in video editing and rendering during that time and get this up and out sooner than later. Otherwise, you're not going to see this until after my Recruit a Friend is over. So that is that, I believe. And I'm not sure what's in store next after this. So beyond just leveling teams and automata, getting characters transferred over, I think I'm just going to go with a select few teams this time around. There's not a lot of time left in this expansion. I'd rather not get stuck leveling 6 different same class teams from like level 90 to 110. That's kind of a lot. So I think I'm just going to go with Paladins and Death Knights from the start because all tank teams are pretty good. I might get Warriors in there as well because Warriors are just fun. They're just fun. Come on, man. You'll see in the videos, they're fun. Maybe I'll throw something up. I love it just when the Warriors just all charging together. It's great. It looks good. It looks impactive. Is that a word? Looks like there's some impact to what's about to happen. I'm at a total loss here, people. All right. It's 6:30 in the evening. I got to go. I got to go to BRD. That's going to be exciting, super exciting. And yeah, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Mirai. Peace out, gangsters.